Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
We're not all that good at waiting, are we? Way back in the day, we had to write a letter, send it, and wait for a reply. Now we just text someone and wonder why it takes them 2 minutes to reply to us. In our microwave society, we're not used to waiting, so it's no wonder that waiting on God is difficult. Habakkuk was waiting, and none too patiently, I might add. He had some hard questions for God. For one, why didn't God stop the wickedness that he saw around him? In response, the Lord gave him a vision of what he was getting ready to do. He told him in Habakkuk 2:2-3, "Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." God had shared with Habakkuk what he would do, and Habakkuk was ready for it. But God was not. It has to be in His timing, in His way. God had a job for Habakkuk in the meantime, though. He said, "Write it down. Make it plain." Maybe you have some hard questions for God today, whether about your life, the life of a loved one, or society in general. I know I do. What can we do with those questions? The best thing is to take them to the Lord. He's the only one who can answer them anyway. Not that God will always answer them. He doesn't have to answer us. He's God. He can do what He wants. Besides, we may not be able to grasp His reasoning or understand His plan even if He told us. Do you think the prophets understood everything that God gave them to write down? Of course not. Some of it we still haven't worked out even today. Sometimes we'll get an answer like God gave Habakkuk back in chapter 1. He said, "I've got a plan, but you wouldn't believe me if I told you." Sometimes God does explain, though. He gives us a little glimpse of what He's doing. It may be directly in response to prayer, or as we read His promises in His Word, one might stand out and you hear a little whisper in your heart, "Remember that question you had? This is my answer." Even with those types of answers, we may still have to wait. But when we get an answer, even if we don't understand it or we don't see any way that the Lord could possibly make it happen, we should write it down and be as specific as possible. If we listen to Him, write it down and mark it somehow, we can come back to it. I use my prayer journal and put a sticky note in to mark the spot. That way, if I get discouraged while I'm waiting, I can go back and read it. Or if I get further instructions or encouragement on the subject, I can add it to the original vision. As God told Habakkuk, His visions and His promises don't always come at once. We have to wait for His perfect timing. It might seem slow to us. In fact, years later, it might not seem any closer than when you first wrote it down. But God works behind the scenes. As we're waiting, He's working. As Habakkuk 2:4 says, "The righteous shall live by faith." So as a step of faith, write down the vision that He's given you for your life, for a loved one, or for your world, and read it every once in a while. And while you're at it, praise God for His wisdom and His timing.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.